What's up, guys? I'm Alex Duran. Thanks for tuning in to Corrections Unlocked. On today's episode, we're just going to go over a quick one. It's going to be cell searching. Why is cell searching important? Why do I need to be efficient at doing it? And what are the benefits of being able to search a cell efficiently? There's a lot of benefits to it, and I get it. It sucks. It's something I don't care to do, but if you're a correctional officer, you're going to be doing it at one point or another. So you might as well be good at it. You might as well know how to find stuff and get right to the T when you need to. So cell searching. What type of cell search am I doing? Am I doing a routine search? If I'm a housing cop and I have to do my 2-3 cell searches a day, am I doing a quick sweep? Do I just need to be in and out? Am I going to another area to do some type of raid? Are we looking for something specific, whether it's a weapon, a phone, or some type of contraband? So take those things into consideration when you're going into a cell. Do I have enough time to do a thorough search? Am I short on time? Do I need to be in and out in 5-10 minutes? And what am I looking for? So just some quick tips just to give you guys, and maybe you can leave some feedback on what you guys do to search cells. But for me, one, always pat the inmate down. 9 out of 10 times, if they have something, it's going to be on them. So pat the inmate down. If something doesn't feel right, strip them out. Put them in a shower, cuff them up, take them to an area where you can do a thorough search. If you're if they're not in the area, whether they're a max custody inmate or maybe they're out to yard, first thing I like to do is when I go into a cell, I like to scan the whole layout of the cell. I like to make sure everything's intact, make sure the light fixture has everything there, make sure the back of the window is intact, nothing is altered there, and I like to look at the walls. Why do I look at the walls? I like to look to see if there's any scrape marks near the bunk area or on the floor. Anytime I've seen scrape marks, it's usually a good indication that somebody was sharpening a weapon. So that means there's probably a weapon in that cell. So those are things we forget to look for. So I'm looking for scrape marks, and then I like to look at the interior of the door, right, the back of the door. So I'll usually have the control booth officer manually close the door, or depending on your setting, and I'll close the door so I can see the inside of the door frame. See if there's any metal missing, if there's any contraband hidden there. It's an area we ultimately just overlook. And the third thing I like to do, especially if I'm short on time, is I'll go through some of his personal clothing, whether it be his boxers, his state-issued pants, his shorts. And what am I doing looking at these clothes? I'm not really looking for anything other than I'm looking for slip marks. I'm looking for areas where they're going to hide contraband. On the inside of the waistband, if they're boxers, I'm looking for little cuts where they would hide their dope. So I'm going to look through 4 or 5 different pairs of clothing because most of the time I'm going to find these things. And with that being said, once you're able to identify where these slits are and where these inmates are hiding their contraband, I'll leave that there, right? And the next time they come out to yard or they come out for whatever and they need to be patted down, that's where I'm going to find the dope. That's where I'm going to find what they're trying to hide. I don't really go for the little fish. I'm more of try to go for the bigger fish stuff. So I'll leave that there as bait, knowing that they're probably going to hide something there because I didn't confiscate it. So that's something to look out for. Another thing, too, if you're a newer officer and you can get really overwhelmed with seeing a lot of hygiene products, a lot of food and canteen products, and you're like, fuck, where do I start? Just start grabbing stuff and feeling it. If something doesn't feel right, it's usually a good indication that something is not right. There's something either altered there, there's something hidden in there, or it's probably not the product that it's labeled. It's probably some type of inmate manufactured alcohol, Pruno. It could be something else. So if something doesn't feel right, put it to the side so you can have a little bit more time to try to figure out what that is. I like to grab deodorant bottles. I undo the bottom of a deodorant bottle. Most of the time, there's always something hidden in a deodorant bottle. It's a real easy way to hide shit. So I look through my deodorant bottles. I use my flashlight to put it into different hygiene products, whether it's lotion, gel, stuff like that, to see if there's something hidden in there. So don't forget to use your flashlight to go through those things. And when you're doing a cell search, guys, you need to understand this is all they got. So you need to be respectful about it. I know back in the day there was different ways to deal with stuff, but times have changed. Things have changed, so we have to go with the flow. You don't go into an inmate's house, start throwing shit up. That's never going to be a good outcome for you. It's either going to get you written up or it's going to get you into a mix with an inmate that you don't need to be involved in. But be respectful about it. If you're going to take a lot of stuff out, put it in on his bed so that way he can put it back nicely. Just be organized about it. I never go into an inmate cell without telling him I'm going in there. I never go into an inmate cell without giving him a confiscation receipt or some type of form of documentation showing that I was in his cell. To me, that's a sign of respect. If I go into your house and I take something, I'm going to note what I took. And I believe they look at that as a sign of respect too, because for whatever reason they don't agree with you. Now they can use that as some type of documentation, so that way they can try to grieve it or fight it to get something back, and that's okay. But I try to be fair with them, especially if I'm going inside an inmate cell. But those are just some quick tips I wanted to share, guys. When you go into a cell, scan the layout of the cell. Look for sharpening marks, because that's usually a good indication that there's a weapon there. When you're going through stuff, make sure you're actually going through the hygiene products as best you can to see what type of stuff's being hidden there. And look through his clothing, his shorts, his boxers, his pants. Look for whatever type of slits he's made and little sewing marks that they've put together, so that way they can hide all their dope and their contraband. Because a lot of inmates alter their clothes, and most of the time when they alter them, it's for these types of things. Do you need to take them? No. Can you take them? Yes. But I recommend, and this is just me, I leave those there and I note it here, so that way tomorrow, next week, when they come out to yard, that's exactly where I'm going to try to feel when I'm patting him down. And that's how I catch dope. So it's something to take into consideration. If you have any recommendations on how you guys search cells, or if you have any quick tips that you guys can share, I really appreciate it. I'm Alex Duran. Thanks for tuning in to Corrections Unlocked.